I don't think anyone's opinion should be met with violence. However, we have to be extremely careful. Now we're talking about the First Amendment.
Real life. If it ain't real life, just ain't real life street stars. You know what time it is. Real life street stars.
Real life street star.
We got a legend in the building. A legend
What's happening?
of us
What's
for
happening?
sure. Body by O. What's up, brother?
Black John Wick, man, what's going on?
Black John Wick.
Yeah.
Yeah, what?
Let's do it.
Before we get all into that, how you been, brother?
Man, I've been good, man. Life is amazing. I can't complain a bit, man.
Yeah, man, you looking good, bro. Your
Appreciate
beard
it.
is
Appreciate it.
stunning.
Appreciate it.
I don't know if
Appreciate
we ever appreciated his beard and how stunning.
You haven't, but it's okay.
Yeah, man.
It's all guys in the room. We're gonna keep it. We're gonna focus. All right.
Just wanted to give you flowers. Charlie Kirk.
Appreciate it. Yeah, Charlie Kirk.
He was killed. Everybody keeps saying assassinated. I'm finding it hard to say assassinated.
Yeah.
But Charlie Kirk was killed at a rally that he was doing, Turning Point USA, one of his rallies, by a sniper.
22-year-old.
A 22-year-old
Mm-hmm.
male.
Okay.
What are your thoughts? First, before we even go into that, what were your thoughts on Charlie Kirk?
I'll sum it all up, man. Charlie Kirk lived and died by the First Amendment via the Second Amendment. And there we have it, folks. Nothing else to see here. He said what he said. Not everything he said was wrong, but the way he said it was to incite, a certain base, to get a rise out of certain people. You know what I mean? It's 2025, We can't look at the Kirk situation be up in arms if we want to maintain the First Amendment. You have the legal right to say whatever you want to say. That means you won't get arrested for saying anything that you say. However, outside of, fire or bomb or something like that. But you got to understand the court of public opinion and everybody else's feelings on what you say, their response, that has nothing to do with the judicial system. You said what you said, people didn't like what you said, and they do what people do in America when you say something that they don't want to hear you say.
Now, do you feel like anybody's opinion or should warrant that type of response with death?
I love that question. I don't think anyone's opinion should be met with violence. However, we have to be extremely careful. Now we're talking about the First Amendment. In the event you want to put a stop to all violence towards anything that's anybody's opinion, contrary to popular opinion, the only way to do that is put away with the First Amendment. There are several countries, many countries on the planet, around the globe, that don't allow you to say whatever you want to say. So freedom comes at a cost. Okay? And that's one of the costs. If you want to be able to say what you want to say without legal consequence, there's the First Amendment. You want to be able to legally carry a firearm. Well, there's that consequence as well.
So let's talk about you for a second.
Go ahead.
How would you have protected Charlie Kirk?
Well, security is a big thing. And I'll say it this way. The first person I said this to was a pastor many, many years ago. If you're going to stand on the microphone and say things that you know are going to offend people, you better have security. Right. It's just that simple. Should he have had security? Absolutely. Should he have had somebody watching all the rooftops within line sight? Absolutely. However, he was at his home base, not necessarily his home location of a talking point, but he was, from what I hear, the leader of the Young Conservatives. He was there talking to them. Okay. However, colleges are a melting pot of different opinions. And this 22-year-old took advantage of that and did what he did. He felt that everybody in the area was pro Kirk, so there was no reason to do the sweeps prior to, which is why the 22-year-old was able to get on the roof.
So there's a lot of conspiracy theories.
Of course.
People next to him holding a hat, pointing their hat down with the film and all that stuff. Could that been any signal you feel?
It could have been. It's 2025, right? So look at it this way. So we have this mysterious 22-year-old that no one knows, doesn't go to that school. No one's ever heard of this kid. Okay. Well, look at it this way. We know that if we want to start a quote unquote civil war, that's where everybody's going, right? We're going to start a civil war. You really can't do that on a black campus. Not that the black campus was going to be any more violent, but black people aren't known to take up arms and go against the government. White people, on the other hand, well, that's a different conversation, which is why all of the anti-fascist stuff has come out about the 22-year-old gentleman, I say gentleman, 22-year-old that, shot him because he had stuff engraved on his casings, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
For those of us who don't, because everybody's familiar with racism, what is fascism?
Okay, so there's a number of things we got to deal with. Fascism, Marxism, socialism, communism. This would be a great time to put all those definitions up on the screen, right? This is a big old foxhole. Now, we don't know if he was communist, socialist, or Marxist, right? But we do know that he was calling Kirk a fascist, which is what they call Donald Trump, which is what they call most conservative Republicans, okay? When you get into the economics of the differences, that's a whole foxhole. We ain't got time for that today. Please look that up. That's very, very important. Reading is definitely fundamental. Look those definitions up. You see different political ideologies, and it challenges people, okay? Now, I'm sure the next question you're going to ask is about the things that he said, specifically. Okay. One thing, you know what? Answer your question. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Ask your question.
No, you go ahead.
Explain the definitions.
Well, I don't have the definitions right in front of me.
No. What were you going to say?
Well, aside from that, so one big thing with the things that he said specifically, if I see a black pilot under the ideals of DEI, I'm going to hope he's qualified.
For sure.
Now, okay.
You're a black pilot.
Because you're a black
I'm
pilot.
a black pilot, right? So when he said that, I immediately started to understand what he was doing in the moment. All he was trying to do was get a rise.
Right.
Okay? When you're up in a space like that and you have your base and you're trying to coddle your base, you're trying to fuel your base, you're going to say things that they like to hear. Well, they're anti-DEI. Okay. They're going to say, well, the ignorant is going to say, well, I hope this pilot is qualified. Well, DEI is not about the qualification.
Shout out Reallyfe Street Starz, nigga. Move. Hey.